All right, welcome everyone. We do have a nice little treat for you today and wanted to get started and introduce our guest speakers. We got Lindy Bell and David Saneupor over here. We're going to be talking today about retirement planning. We're going to be talking about really how to plan for our future, especially us as realtors. So we should be hopefully diversifying our portfolios, building wealth with strategically knowing the differences between a retirement account, an IRA, and all that cool stuff. And so wanted to really just share with some experts who are trained in their field, they're certified and licensed and all the good stuff. So without further ado, I'll let David go ahead and David, why don't you go ahead and start with a little bit of an introduction.
All right, good afternoon. My name is David Saneupor. It's a great pleasure to be with you today. This is part one of the series that we are going to conduct regarding retirement planning. Retirement planning is not just for people that feel they're getting older. Retirement planning is for people in their 20s, 30s, 40s, and above. And both myself and Lindy have experience in the financial industry. And currently we are working with a number of clientele who are considering to have a very nice nest egg, especially during their retirement years. So we're going to actually sort of delve into the strategies and the technique, how you can really have a comfortable, even luxurious retirement, okay? So this is a very, very important topic. So I want everyone in the room, because we're going to get into a lot of tips and strategies. So I understand you're busy, but you just need maybe 34 minutes of your time. So please go ahead and join us. So let's gather up. And we give it to our speaker, Bell, who has been in the industry for the past decade, okay? And she is very skilled with talking and consulting with a lot of clients, whether it be low income, middle income, or high income. So if you're in any of these categories, you should feel very relaxed and comfortable, because we're going to talk about retirement income, retirement tax planning, the strategies, retirement risks, and also retirement solutions. So this will be a two-part series of the workshop that we will conduct today and also on October 20. Oh, wait. Follow us and let us give a round of applause for Lindy Bell.
Thank you. Thank you, Kevin. Thank you, David, for the introduction, and thank you for Kevin for giving us this opportunity. We're actually co-host this together. We want to start something with a little bit of game. So, and we also have some books we can share with you. And next time we're going to talk about the Social Security benefits. And we have some brochure that can give you prepare for that. So we want to start with a little bit game here. Okay. Why it doesn't work? Okay. So we have numbers. All those numbers are actually retirement related. And whether you're on Zoom or you're here, so if you recognize any of this number that related to retirement, so please let us know. Raise up your hand. Let me know. Okay, go ahead. You don't know. 65. 65 is what?
That's the right time. That's what your that should be a full retirement age.
Okay. Okay, I give you another chance. Next, what is 55?
67. Now it's
67, 65. Okay.
Okay.
Let me do this, okay? There are some age related to your retirement savings. There are some age-related Social Security benefits. Let's dive into them one by one. Trust me, if you remember this, you will be better than advisors. Okay, you go to talk to your CPA, you go to talk to the insurance agent, you go to talk to some advisors. Many of them cannot tell you. Okay, so let's dive. There are a few numbers related to there is a 50, there's a 59, there is a 72, 50, 59.
Savings plan, right? IRAs, 401k, 403b. What can you do? What do you normally do as a the age of 50?
So you right? So every year you will return. You can do like for those IRA, or you can, right? So there's a number before you can only put. But after 50, you can if you put an IRA, you can put and after 50, okay. And how about 59 and a half? Go play golf. Very good. Right. That's good. So let me tell you, you don't have to wait until 59 and a half to play golf. If you plan early, even you start to make money at 25, so 59 and a half is the year. You know, you put the money in retirement. It's a tax deferred. But if you ever want to take the money out of your retirement, very good. You have to pay tax, you have to pay 10%. But after 59 and a half, you don't get any penalty, right? However, you don't have to take the money out at 59 and a half. Some people say, you know, I'm selling a lot of houses. I don't want to take my money out. If I take my money out, I have to pay more tax. You do not have to. And you can accumulate until what happens?
Put it in the chat box if you can. 72 is a very special year. Okay. Uncle Sam is going to come after you very harshly if you don't do one thing. And what is that one thing?
If you don't here when you work, oh, we're going to, okay. So when you don't, then your uncle comes after you. 72.
It's not Uncle Sam. Yeah. Another difference.
So, but let's say we're going to tell you how much you need to take out at 72 years old. Okay. Basically, by the year of 72, you don't. What happens?
I,
Too nice.
go ahead.
What is it?
Go on. Go on.
50%. So, no, let's say, for example, I have $1 million in my whole retirement. Doesn't matter if it's a 401k, IRA, all before I'm supposed to stay out for example. So Sam said, well, you need to take out 100,000. So next year, I'm going to, and also okay, so if there is April 1st, when you turn age 72, you must start to take out every year. Okay.
Oh.
Yes, IRS want you to pay tax. Okay. So this is three numbers, 50, 59, and 70 is all related to you save the money for retirement, you take the money out. So then there are another few numbers, 60, 62, 67, and 70. 60, 62, 67, 70, these four numbers all relate to Social Security benefit. Okay, so since I think we're really need to educate, so I will not test you, I will just go. So basically, full retirement security benefit. Okay. 67. So when you take a full retirement, you get 100% benefit. Every year you delay, every single year you get 8%. Okay.
Percent is the lucky number in the Chinese, right, culture.
Right.
So 8% increase, that's a good sign. So you want to do what? Delay.
Whatever based on my analysis. So you can 62 years old, you can only get if you were born after year 1960, you can get a 75%. And a 60, what is 60? From my spouse passed away, so you can actually as early as the 60s, we call the survivor benefits. Okay,
Survival benefit.
so survivor benefits. If you are 55, your spouse passed away, you'll not be able to take the money. But if you have a child under, you can. We're going to talk more about that next time.
For
Okay.
people online, please feel free if you have any questions, see it in the chat box so that we can address it with the end of our presentation.
Right.
So,
And then we have now we have 3 number left. We have 55 and 65. So 55, maybe you can talk.
well, go ahead.
Yeah, okay, so 55 is senior. And David was arguing with me. He said 65 is senior. It's feel like But 55 is already by the country's statistics is already senior. So senior, you can get a senior discount. You can get and also one thing I think everyone should know here, if you're one 110 proposition 69. So basically, once you reach, if you sell the house, and then you the 65 is actually the Medicare. So everyone, when you reach 65, you must have Medicare. Yeah, so basically you contributed, even you contribute every year, we benefit in Medicare. When you retire 65, Medicare only, the government benefit only cover Part A. There are actually 4 parts, Part A, B, and the supplement. So you still have to buy supplements. You still have to buy other. So the government only cover you Part A, which is a hospital. If you want to see a doctor, you want to get a drug, you want to do other things, you still have to pay. So that must be done exactly this. If you don't apply, there's a penalty, and it's a lifetime penalty. So then the last age is 95. Okay, what is it? We go to heaven. Yeah. Basically, if you buy any like life insurance, by the time 95, they continue your insurance. So that's, remember this CPA cannot answer something.
Okay, so any questions, folks? The one online, any questions? If you have any questions, please ask. If not, we're going into the next segment, which is the type of retirement lifestyles. There's 3 types. essential, comfortable, luxury life. Okay, I think there was a question now.
Someone says, this is really wrong.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. Next time we're going to have a microphone.
Right. So again, as part of our efforts to teach and educate you about retirement planning, we also have to sort of educate you on different retirement lifestyles. Some people like to live the luxurious retirement. Not all of us can afford. Not all of us, we are like Kelvin, who makes a great amount of money, we can afford to stay in 5-star hotels. Some of us have to work very hard for our money, right, Kelvin? Yes, he has to. So that was just a little teaser that we all have to work hard. But if we work hard and not smart, when it comes to retirement planning, we're gonna lose out big time because we're gonna end up paying a lot of money in terms of going to Uncle Sam. We hate that. He's always looking after our money. Collect it. So we have to stop him from collecting all this money from us. So what is the retirement lifestyle based on the essentials? Normally that sort of relates to people who are placed in a category of essentials are like what? Paying your mortgage, right? What else you would consider essential in the retirement? What else? What would you consider essential? You need it right now. Without it, you cannot survive. Essentials. So gas, groceries, mortgage. You forgot one thing. Oxygen. Well, they haven't taxed you on oxygen yet, but it's coming. After Biden proposal, you will pay for oxygen too, trust me. So that's coming up next. Well, we don't want to scare you. We want to make sure we sort of walk you slow towards that progress, okay? The next part is a comfortable retirement lifestyle. So when you're comfortable, how much do you have to make, literally, in your young days, then? What's your income look like? So what do you think? The people online, what do you think how much you need to set aside in order to live a comfortable lifestyle? Throw me some numbers so I know sort of you're in the loop, what's going on, especially in the state of California that is always imposing higher taxes. And we hate taxes because it's just like a disease. It's another form of COVID, okay? And we want to help you become vaccinated so that you don't have to pay high taxes. So comfortable, normally, what expenses you looking at? Yes. Go ahead. This gentleman has an answer. $3,000 a month, that's comfortable? I don't know. That sounds very good to be true. What do you think, Lindy? What do you think, Mary? How much, Mary? Okay, how much do you think will be?
I would say 30.
$30,000 a month. The cat is out of the bag now, so we know the truth. $30,000 a month set aside. Right. So go ahead.
That's fine.
In re-
That's all
in-
good. Yeah.
Well, you're talking about California right now. Yeah, because right,
Yeah.
in Philippines it's cheaper too, obviously. A lot of people actually live so comfortably even with $200 in Philippines. But unfortunately, we live in a state that is sort of going out of control. That's why we have a large number of homeless people. Why? because they can afford paying these high rents, okay? They don't have good credits. Why? Because they failed to plan. They failed to manage their debts. At some point, you're going to crash. If you do not plan early, unfortunately, the later years of your retirement is going to be a very tough one. I personally have some people that I know of, and right now they're in their 60s. They are struggling. They're sick. They have no long-term care. They have no money set aside. They have to pay the high rent, and they're just sort of, feeding from what Social Security benefits offering it, which is very, very minimal. So now we sort of understand the different lifestyles, essential, comfortable. But Mary, I have a question for you. Since comfortable for you is $30,000 a month, then how much is the luxury?
Well, you take the cruise, you take the trip, it's already more than 2,000.
Okay, but how much sort of approximately you would set aside for a luxurious life? I'm telling you, like traveling to Dubai and staying in a 7-star hotel. First class, right? Emirates, first class. So how much you need to set aside, Calvin, Mr. Broker? How much you need to set aside for a luxurious lifestyle? That's fair.
Then is maybe some all for comfortable. And maybe for some maybe so then you want to plan for your retirement.
Okay, so now we have a very clear understanding of the retirement age. What are some things that are very significant about this 50, 55, 60, 62, 59 and a half? Okay, so let's get that out of the way. Now let's go into this one. This is a little bit complicated, so if you don't understand, please ask questions.
This is actually my rough calculation a couple years ago. And, you can all do your own math, okay? What I did here, this is based on the national statistics. And currently, every family, the monthly expenses is about 4,700. That was actually national level. It's in California way above that, okay? So if we use, 4,700 per month, if we use a 3.2 inflation rate, and we assume everyone live about 30 years after they retire at age 65, with all those conditions here. So if you are year to retire, if you have if assuming you live up to 95, okay? So then the Social Security benefit average per family is 1,253. That's also so the Social Security benefit, the cost of living adjustment, okay, is 2.4%. So basically, based on that, Social Security gives you 1.7. Then you still have a $2 million gap that you need to save for yourself. You can totally do your based on your lifestyle. If that gentleman say, I need like a 3,000, 3,000 to do, but you need to build in the inflation, you need to build in social security benefit. Okay, so if you are 35 years old now, you have 30 years to retire. That means that you have 0.2 million for retirement. And we'll give you 2.7. So you 4.5. That means the younger, the more money you save. Some people say, oh, my daughter is 16 years old, my older one. Because in the future, the life going to be challenged. They're going to be a lot of. I already said you can start even early. Okay. So this number is a little bit crazy. I'm not trying to scare anybody, but I think it is really important for everyone to have the thinking process. I'm not thinking share with you the thinking process.
Right. Statistically, it's based on the national average. Okay. Sometimes in your situations may be true, it may not be, but ultimately, if you're 30, 45, 60, so you have to start thinking ahead of the game in order to be able to live comfortably in your retirement years. Now, the next topic is focused on what are the sources of retirement income. So now, as you can see in the picture, there is a stool, and there are 3 legs that are what are they?
So you can see from a lot of we have a personal savings investment. It could be your stock, it could be your mutual fund, it could be your, your rental property. Those are personal. Then another one is social security, right? And what is the personal? So you have the pension before 1977, almost America remember that time. Gone right now. So that's why, but that's why if we have
Right.
That's true. That's very true.
Beautiful statement. So
Yeah.
there will be no more stool anyways. We'll be just sitting on your behind. Anyway, break it down. So mainly it's young, okay? Just always pick on Mary, okay? This 34% used to come from pension. As they become more involved and there's more technology in terms of automation, they're getting rid of the human bodies instead of bringing machines. Of course, the companies save money and increase their profits. So you can see right now it's still the major portion of the money retirement source comes from pension, but that is going to change, folks. A lot of people, Social Security. It's like what I told you. I have friends and people that I know of, In their young days, they were partying, drinking, going on vacation, always, not thinking clearly that there will be a time that I will be 60, I will be 70, and I will be 90. They didn't think about that because they didn't have the right type of education. So we come to you, we provide you with the quality of education. So especially for those young people, including Mary, so she can think clearly. So she doesn't make the mistakes that will not cause her lose out on her luxurious retirement. So she can afford to stay in So we are looking after you, Mary, trust me. So full retirement age. So what is 66? What is 66?
And that's actually, about the full retirement age, Social Security benefit. And if you were born between 43 to 54, that is 60. And 66, yeah, if you were born after 1960 and later, 67 will be your full retirement age.
So just look at this chart, okay? So if you're born between the years of 1943 to 1954, so your full retirement age will be at what? 66. But anything after 1954, you add 2 months per year, and that will become when you receive your 100% of the Social Security.
That's right. Yeah, so that's something, if you delay for 1 year, you get 8%. If you were born between 43 to 1954, your full retirement is 66. When you retire at 70, you can get 132%. Beyond that age, you will not get any increase. As a matter I'm a certified Social Security analyst. So we are going to, you can bring your data or whatever. We can actually help you. We provide and if you go free of charge.
No charges. You heard her clear. How do you say free in Chinese?
白给的，免费。免费。
You waste.
I'm more. Free is my favorite. You see, so that's one. Anyways, the impact of when you file for Social Security benefits. I hope, folks, you're not just only looking at Social Security as the means for you to retire, because it's going to suck. It's not going to do any good for you. Unless you want to go out live in Vietnam, that's fine. So that gentleman can afford it, but we can't, because we're going to stay in California and we're going to rock. So we're talking about the full retirement age at 67. So we showed you the chart, 1943 to 1954. Anyone that is born in those years, you are at the full retirement age. Anything above that, you add 2 months every year. So that will bring you to a full retirement age. If you decide you don't need the Social Security benefits because you have a nice size, what do you call it? Nest egg. Then you may want to delay your benefit. For every year that you are delaying your benefit until the age 70, you are getting an increase of what? So 8%. So by the age 70, you're ready to file. But guess what? Not at 100%, but at 124%.
That's right.
See, that says stock retirement statistics. This is a reality, and this is based on real and true information that we have received. 1 in 3 Americans today has zero, nada, Chinese zero,
没有。
mayo, not mustard, mayo, okay? Have $0 saved for retirement, okay? So 33% no retirement saving. The folks online, 33% of the entire US population have absolutely no money saved for retirement. What do you think that is? Because they never received the proper education, and they also fail to foresee the future that one day they will be also retired. So now we're going to stop that. We are like the retirement doctors. Dr. Lindy, Dr. David, we're going to help you not to fall in that category. 23%, less than $10,000. How can you live in the state of California with all the high costs associated with living, mortgage, rents, whatever? Even groceries so expensive. 10% only have 10,000 to 49,000. 8% and above, they are sort of increasing that number. So what's next?
Basically, this chart just to give to you, very few Americans have enough retirement. Only 13% have a 300 or 300,000 or more. As the chart I show you, even you're 50, you need over 2 million besides Social Security benefit, but majority, 87% of the people don't even have 300,000. Don't think this is non-related to us. What is the consequence for all of us? If people don't have enough retirement, what would happen? They're going to use a lot of public resource, and then the government will pay for them. And then, so that's why we run this campaign. He has a pin, he wants to educate people. That's why we want to teach people more.
National.
As possible, yeah. So due to the time, I don't know how much I can dive in all of that, but I just go of each individual of them. This video, when you start to save for your retirement, they are actually related to retirement risks. It's a market risk, mortality risk, mobility risk, tax and inflation. Five key factors you must take into consideration. So why we talk about the market risk? You look at this chart. This is actually from 1973 to 2021 January. This is just purely S&P. You see how it's actually in the recent years, every 5 or 6 years, there is a big market. And last time, last month, is actually no, go up 117%. So historically, how many times it happened? Never. It's never happened. This is the only time. So then going forward, where is if you are 55, 60 above, what would happen to you? So that's why, you always want to take this into consideration. What happened? So this just to give you the percentage, that just a visual look historical how many times. It's actually in the 2000 there are 37% down, and then other years you see those up and down. There are a lot of, I can send this chart to you. There are like sometimes 25%, 37%. There is like 30%. So there are a lot of years that the market go up and down, and you all want to, you retire, you save. You want to save the money at this point, you retire at this point. But what if you are right here and the market goes, you are right here, the market goes this way. So now we are here in the very high point. What about market go down? So that's why for your retirement, you really need to think about where you invest your retirement. You need to do some planning. So the next one is mortality table. This I love this, and but still, because of the new technology, because of the medical, so now are you ready? You never, okay? So that's very important for everyone to take into consideration. This is just a statistic to show you the trend that people's average age go up. So the next one will be mobility. I just want to ask, or someone on the Zoom, how many of you know or heard or your relative or your family have Alzheimer? How many? Have you heard of people around you have Alzheimer, dementia? I think almost everyone. My family, my two cousins, my aunt, since he was 75 years old, he's 94. Okay, so because of the new technology can cure a lot of disease, can actually make people life longer. But again, the dementia, like Alzheimer, happen a lot. Your grandma is Alzheimer, right? So you don't do that. So are you prepared for that? So now, if I don't even have Alzheimer, what if I'm getting older? So here it says people over 65. So basically 1/3 up to 65 years old, and they actually use the long-term care for more than 5 years. And we see a lot of people have this issue. Do you know how much the long-term care costs? Any idea? No. Nursing home. $4,000. California, that was actually 2013 data. I didn't update this data. So in California, if you live in nursing home, if you want to, on the left is the nursing home that you live by yourself, actually the share room. On the right is like you live by yourself. So basically in California, it's about the $74,000 to $91,000 per year to live in nursing home. Okay. Invite now is about $30 per month. You may feel that. So what does that mean? What if something happened to you? The rate is 70% of people will use it. Are you prepared for that? So then the next one is my favorite topic, tax. I hate it, but I have to talk about it. So a lot of people only in the default, look at this tax. How much our tax is now? Highest tax bracket, 37%. Historically, highest one was over 90%. And after the Second World War, during Reagan time, until Reagan became president, the income, the tax was over 70%. Until Reagan become president, actually the blue line is the income tax. Okay, so currently we're 37%. Now Biden is trying to bring it back to 39 and 6. And later on, I'm sure with all the facts we share with you, so lack of Social Security benefit and the country debt and everything, probably will go up most likely. So are you? Or maybe you should. Very good. The 40,000 you made. Okay, before I tell you what are the vehicles, I want to show you. Example, I invest in a tax-free account. I'm 45 years old, and I only put $100,000 in. Tax investment is 7% of the interest. So every 10 years, my investment double. By the time I'm 85, I have 1.6. Right? If I have tax-free vehicle, I put in here, that's the result. How about if I put in tax default? Okay, if I put in tax default, then by the time I take money out, assuming I pay 30% tax, so I left 1 million. Okay, so now if we invest in taxable, look at it. What's the huge difference? That's every year I pay tax. So by the time 87, I have around 200,000, 300,000. So that's why you need to look into more tax-free. We're going to talk about the money order in the future. So what is money order? It's not that you write the money order, it's the how you invest your money. There should be, you want to get it free money first. You want to get it tax-free, tax-before, and taxable. We're going to talk more. So I'm going to give you some lists. I don't have that. We're going to, on the board, we're going to show you what are the tax-free vehicles. So that next one, I want to talk about the Social Security benefit. And you have been, because current saying another, oh, Kevin. But people still under my, yeah. So Social Security, is the Social Security benefit taxable?
Yes.
Yes?
Depends if you make high income.
Very good. So whether Social Security benefit is taxable or not, it depends on your provisional income. So we can go in more. Basically, just look at this chart and understand if you and you Social Security, if you don't have and 85%. Okay, so because of the time, we don't have time to go through all the detail. So then the next one, and we talked about the RMD earlier. We just want to give you a list of if you are, so if you turn 70 and a half after 72 after December 31st, 2019. Okay, and you no longer this is actually 2018, they changed that. Now it's 72 years old, you have RMD. So all those, you can take a return already now. So all the assets in this category will be use that. And how much every year you need to take out? This is the percentage. Okay, so now the RMB is 72 years old. So let's, for example, okay, so so basically if you are 72 years old, okay, so you need to use your total assets divided by 25.6. Let's say if I have 1 million, I divided 25.6. Okay. Then I need to yes.
So if you go total distribution, you'll be okay, right?
Right, right. So you add your total asset divided that factor. Let's say if I'm 93 years old, okay, I need to divide it by more money out. Okay, so that is very, very important. If you forget, you're going to get a penalty. You're going to have to pay tax. 50% penalty. Yes.
50% is on the distribution that they failed to withdraw.
Right. Let's say if I'm supposed to take out the 40,000 that year, I forgot. So I have to pay 20% penalty. And then I have to pay tax based on 40,000. Okay, I don't only pay tax on the even my penalty, I have to pay tax. So IRS get more money from us.
Yeah.
This is about rollover. We're not going to talk about that today. So last is the inflation. Just keep in mind, you cannot put the money under your pillow. The inflation. You want to talk about the inflation, David? Yeah. So basically, this is you look at this chart. The U.S. doesn't have a high inflation, but over the past, yeah, about 3.22%. So when you build your retirement, you must take inflation into consideration. So those are so we do have some solutions. Maybe we can. So basically, to avoid the market risk, what the tools you can use, you can basically use like a money market, and investment vehicle that you will never lose money. Okay, so those are the way. Next time we can give you the case study, give you the example. So longevity risk, if I'm worried about I live too long, I don't have enough money, you can do some like a lifetime income annuity. You buy some self-funding, like a self-funding. That even you live up to 120 years old, you will still have income. Or you can have some stock and rental property, and also if you are a business owner, you build a sizable business that can last for life. Okay, and then I'm now going to talk about the product this time.
Sort of.
Yeah, so basically, if you avoid mobility risk, you need to buy long-term care. That's very critical. Every family needs that long-term care. So then tax, of course, you use some tax vehicle, 401k, and yeah, tax-free will be HSA, IRC 7702, and Schedule C. We are going to talk to you next time.
Yeah, so next time, actually, in 2 weeks from today, we will delve deeper into some of these vehicles that are currently available and considered to be the tax advantage. By meaning tax advantage is tax-free vehicles. This is absolutely critical, especially for realtors, because I'm one myself. So I've been learning and sort of receiving this knowledge, and had helped me with my income and my assets so far. So I really thank you all for joining us on today's session, and thank you, Lindy, for providing us with this very great education. So we are looking forward to continue on this series of workshops. So every time it will get better, there will be more information. And next time we can open the line for everyone to engage and ask a lot of questions, because this cannot be done in 1 or 2 sessions. This is a lifetime learning. There's a lot of information out there. There's a new policies and changes that are happening as we speak. So I really thank you for your time. Look forward to see you next week. I'm sure Sylvia or Jael will keep you updated and send you information. I already, for those of you online, our email addresses. If you have any questions, please go ahead, email us. We also have a free gift for you for attending our session. If you like, you can pick it up from office, or you can email me. I will mail it out to you. All right, so having said that, thank you all, and God bless. Take care.